Thank you so much. You know, I usually don't pass the ducks out until after I speak, so everybody just go ahead and squeeze theirs, get it over with, so we can move on in peace. There you go. There you go. All right. I'm going to get right to it and make good use of my 18 minutes. Let me just say that, in my opinion, building an employer of a choice, you need all those attributes, every single one of them. And I'm very fortunate that at Aflac we get that, and that we are constantly and consistently practicing best practices in terms of what it takes to be an employer of choice. And that really starts with the founding of the company. We are in Columbus, Georgia. That's our worldwide headquarters, although I was telling somebody this morning, 75% of our revenue comes from Japan, and not many people know that. So we're largely based in Japan, but our world headquarters, and most of our employees in the U.S. are in Columbus. And the company was founded on the premise that if you take care of the people, the business will take care of itself. And when that first was stated by our three founding brothers here, it was really talking about our policyholders. But over the years, it's evolved to mean taking care of the employees, and then the employees take care of the people, who then take care of the business. And that's consistent throughout our culture and throughout every business unit. We started in Columbus, but we've since expanded in the U.S. We have territory offices throughout the country, our sales offices, but we have employees at Columbia, South Carolina, Omaha, Nebraska, and Albany, New York. And today, we are the #1 provider of supplemental insurance in the United States and the #1 life insurance provider in Japan. We've got $25 billion in revenues annually, and we actually service over 50 million policyholders worldwide. Becoming an employer of choice. This is really simple. I don't mean to simplify, but it really is this simple. You start by hiring the right people. And we find at Aflac that by hiring them, either hiring to the Aflac way or hiring people young enough that they learn and grow in the Aflac way, is the best way to get people to stick with the company. You hire the right people. We have a really robust college recruitment program that we guard very carefully. And even in years where we were cutting back on hiring, we never cut back on our university recruitment program, because that is our feeder, and it's incredibly important to us. In terms of developing talent, we have a really robust corporate learning and development area where we use our internal resources and our internal coaches and mentors and curriculum, but we also use a lot of third-party folks to come in and help us develop, like Toastmasters. We have very, very rabid and passionate Toastmasters members. We use the Harvard Manage and Mentor tool. That's been really, really successful, especially a lot of our business units that can't come out and take off to come to the live training. And also scholarships. We have undergraduate and graduate scholarships for our employees, and depending on the scholarship, sometimes for the children of employees as well. And that's very popular. Another thing we do really well, I think, is communicate. But communication at Aflac really is a two-way street. It's leadership communicating to the employees, and also the employees feeling very open, very encouraged to communicate to the leaders. I'll give an example of something that happened this year. My team members told me at the end of last year, we've had a lot going on. Audrey, I don't think people have seen you, heard from you. I don't think you've made yourself available to the masses so they can get questions asked about where we are. And I said, great, what do you want me to do? So I tasked them with coming up of a way that I could get out there like people were accustomed to seeing me. And they came up with this idea, the Sip and Snacks, where me and some of my senior leaders in the organizations that report to me just went out. We did coffee. We did cinnamon rolls at the different divisions. We went to them and made ourselves available to have them ask questions or just have a cup of coffee, either way. And on the way to one of them, our CEO called me on the phone and asked me to come by, and I said, I can't, I'm on my way to this Sip and Snack thing. And he said, I'm coming too. And he just showed up, and it was a great morning. So communication constantly. We request suggestions. We request information. We are not afraid to survey our employees because we're not afraid of what they will say. And we want to act on what they say because it's important to us. We have formalized communications like the annual State of the Company event, like the company portal, the company Facebook page. We communicate various ways, informally, formally, in person, blogs, any way you can think of it. We also share the wealth at Aflac. We have a profit sharing bonus for non-management or non-officer employees. That's very, very popular. We pay it the Thursday before Thanksgiving, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and we negotiate with retail places around the city so that, and they're always eager to have our employees with their bonuses come spend money in their places, but we make it a big day, a big time. We also do little things, like one of the fundraisers we have for the Aflac Cancer Center is for our employees to come take pictures with the live Aflac duck, and the money goes to the Aflac Children's Cancer Center. We have a way of sharing appreciation as well. We have a program called Aflac Way Honors, where I can go in the system and give someone an Aflac Way Honor and kudos for something they have demonstrated at work. And it goes both ways. I literally yesterday got an Aflac Way Honor, or one of our security guards went in and gave me, a senior executive, an Aflac Way Honor for something that I had done for him. It made my day. It made my day. And then we have external giving, which is so woven into Aflac's culture. Not just money giving, but time and resource giving as well. Our major philanthropic effort is obviously the Aflac Children's Pediatric Cancer and Blood Disorder Services here in Atlanta. We've given $80 million to the Aflac Cancer Center since 1995. And that's largely through employees and our sales associates, sales force, raising and donating money to that. We also have our employees who ride in buses on weekends to play bingo with the kids, to Christmas Carol, to do multiple things for the kids. We have our Aflac annual holiday duck sale. When you're in Macy's shopping for those presents, pick up a duck. That money goes directly. Last year, $3 million in holiday ducks to the Aflac Cancer Center. And we also have something, again, we like to put hands on. We're building a habitat house, our 7th consecutive year doing that. As we speak, Aflac employees are there. We have so many people who volunteer that we have to draw names. And if your name isn't drawn, you don't get to do it. I've actually had my name drawn twice. I've been on the roof of a habitat house. It's awesome. 2 of the best days in my 16 years with the company. We have a Christmas is for Kids fundraiser where we work with local agencies to provide toys and things for kids. I've wrapped gifts when my number has come up. I've sat down and I've wrapped gifts for kids. I'm sitting arm in arm with call center specialists and our chief investment officer. We all show up. We pour coffee, hot chocolate. We wrap gifts. We do whatever we have to do. That's part of the Aflac way. And we understand what matters. And this is critical. You cannot put a price on knowing what matters to employees. One of the things we know matters is that they know their families are taken care of. So at Aflac, we have 2 child care centers on campus, and together they make the largest corporate daycare facility in the state of Georgia. And we can have upwards of 600 children there. And to come into the cafeteria and see little kids because mom has gone across the street to get them and bring them to have lunch with them, awesome. I mean, everybody leaves with a smile on their face. And if you don't think those parents go back to work after lunch and have a renewed sense of allegiance to the company after being able to do that, then believe me, they do. We also subsidize the cost for the daycare, and we allow the children to have lots of exposure to the company and vice versa. Diversity, very important, critical to who we are, always has been. And not just diversity in the traditional sense, but diversity in any aspect you can think of. We're right next door to Fort Benning, huge Army installation. The diversity of thought that comes our way because of retired military people, people who have served overseas, people who are in their second career. I mean, that portion of diversity is critical to Aflac as well. We also, again, we constantly talk to our folks. I just had a real awakening a couple of years ago in a conversation I had with one of our LGBT employees who I adore, but had never taken the time to really talk to and talk through the things that were on their mind. What I came away with was, we can do better. We can do better in this respect. And we have done better. And it started because of that employee who felt empowered to talk to me and tell me his plight. And we have been very proudly listed on a number of publications, accolades, and awards. Some of which I'm most proud of are Latina Style magazine's 14 consecutive year Best Places for Latinas, and Black Enterprise magazine 8 consecutive years Best Places for Diversity. Another thing is we like to inspire our workforce by highlighting our own people. Katie Munkus, a young lady, very young, in her 20s, diagnosed with breast cancer. And she's married to a gentleman who's also working at Aflac, been married less than 6 months, diagnosed with cancer, no family history. Her biggest dream was to be able to have children. She's a young bride. And through her treatment, through early detection, through all the advancements that science and technology are making, Katie's doing great. They had a daughter about a year and a half ago. Every aspect of that journey she shared with the company, and most recently she allowed us to highlight her in our employee publications. And we do it big for October, Breast Cancer Month, in honor of employees like Katie. Michael Frank, one of our employees who came directly from the college recruiting program, big motorcycle rider. He went with some of his desperado friends up there on a bike ride across the country to raise money. His charity of choice was Aflac's Pediatric Cancer Center. And every aspect of his ride, every stop, we loaded it into the internet so employees could follow it and be inspired by what Michael wanted to do. Also, for prostate cancer, I mean, we're a health insurance company, so we're big on health and promoting health. Because it's kind of taboo with men to talk about cancer and examinations and things. We have No Shave November. We have a number of employees, men, who will not shave the entire month, and just to spread the word about prostate cancer. And we have our prostate cancer screenings free at the company during the month of November. So we like to use our own people to highlight what we're doing. And we also reinforce our family culture. We're family founded, we're family focused. We recognize that our employees aren't just workers, but they're moms and their aunts and their daughters and their uncles, and their whole people with lives that are extremely important to them outside of Aflac. So we like to celebrate that. We like to celebrate, period, truth be told. Any reason for a celebration, and we're all about it at Aflac. We recently celebrated our $5 billionth in premium collected. Whole company celebration. Cake and band and good time had by all. We also celebrate employee anniversaries. I'll get an email that pops up to me to tell me which of my employees is celebrating an anniversary with the company on that day. And then I'll reach out to them and thank them for staying with the company a year, 5 years, 20 years, talk with them about the good things they've done to contribute to Aflac. Somebody notices what you're doing. Very important. We had a big celebration in Aflac, Nebraska. They celebrate their 10-year anniversary. We went there. Several executives flew in on the company plane, had a big celebration for them, and great time. Every year we hold something called Employee Appreciation Week. It is off the chain. Every day, something fun and exciting. We're giving away, we're broadcasting live. I mean, we do everything you can imagine. We give away stock. We have crazy dress-up days, do flash mobs. Every day it's something different. It's all employee produced. All employee produced, by employees, for employees. And people literally will schedule their FML around not missing Employee Appreciation Week. It's just not to be missed. We also have, let's see. Oh, we also this year are celebrating service. Aflac is a sponsor of the Heisman Trophy, which has been really great because we've been able to have several of the Heisman winners come to different functions and things as part of our sponsorship. But this year, to celebrate service to customers, actually the last year and this year, we have let our top 10 customer service Aflac Way Honors winners go to the Heisman Trophy celebration in New York for the announcement. Big, big deal for some people, some of which may be from Opelika, Alabama, just 30 minutes away, going to New York, meeting Cam Newton and Herschel Walker, whatever school. I don't want to get in trouble. Whoever your favorite Heisman person is from whatever school. Big deal. They'll never forget that. And the people they tell in that area will never forget that. So guess what? It makes recruiting easier for us. And of course, we have our challenges. Growth is a challenge. Over the last 5 years, we have grown exponentially. We have had to go outside of our traditional hiring model of bringing people in earlier and raising them up in the Aflac way. So as we get people who are more mature in their professional lives, the blending of that expertise we need with the Aflac way, very, very important and very, very difficult. And the difficulty of that task falls squarely in the backyard of human resources. Because we do need skills and talents quickly that we haven't needed in the past. So we've got to go out and find somebody who's doing it right now. But we also need someone who's going to work within the confines of what we say success looks like at Aflac. So someone who's a super IT architect, but who cannot take the time to thank that employee that he found out has their anniversary today. We don't need them. That's not the Aflac way. And so we try to hire to the Aflac way on the front end. We do a pretty good job. Our retention rate is, 91% annually. We hover around 8 to 10% every year. Very little turnover. Most of that is managed turnover. We hire someone with the belief and the hope that even if they start as a receptionist out front, that they will retire at Aflac very successfully and very happily. Okay, so I didn't want to leave you with just total pie in the sky, everything's fantastic. We have a great company with great people that does great things for our policyholders and for the community. But it's something that we carefully guard. The Aflac way in our culture is something we never take our hands off of, ever. And every decision that we make, even if it's a core financial position or decision, it still filters through how do we communicate this, even not so good news sometimes, in the Aflac way. How do we make these changes that are going to be disruptive in the Aflac way? So we don't let the culture be a hindrance. We allow the culture to help us get to success and stay at success. But it's something that it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. And to you, I would leave to you, if you've got a very distinct culture, one that you love and your people appreciate, you have to be dedicated to it. Because taking your eyes off of it, taking your hands off of it, and hiring enough people means your culture will be extinct. And ours is much too important. I mean, it is the lifeblood. It is what helps us take care of our policyholders, because Aflac is taking care of the people. Thank you.